Why do I ride? It's because I love it. It gives me that freedom. I could never run growing up. If I ran, I'd always look like a penguin. Putting me on a bike, it leveled the playing field. I could ride like everyone else and beat them.
He has a very big future on the bike.
Go, mate, one more lap.
I believe we'll see him on the podium. And he is the real deal.
The first time I wore the NZ Fern was a thrilling experience. To be able to race in New Zealand kit and represent New Zealand is just amazing. That's the goal, to go to the Paralympics, Paris 24, and win a gold medal. If I could be the person that I once saw on TV and inspire the next generation of kids with disabilities to show them that everything and anything is achievable, then that would mean the world to me. This is part of my morning routine. I wake up at 6 o'clock, come to the bakery, and finish at 9, and then uni afterwards. It's been a tough road over the past 8 years, but the end goal for me is to fund myself to go to Worlds at the end of the year, Paris.
Are you a morning person?
I wasn't when I started this job, but I am now.
It's taken a village to raise Devon. All these people have, seen his worth, seen what he's capable of, and fostered that and encouraged that.
He's got a heart of gold, is what you'd say. He's not a person that's... For everything he's been through in life, he's not bad with it. He's a giving person, so he will give back to you, even though he's had such a hard road to get to where he is now.
I was born with bilateral talipes, or Clubfeet. I've had 19 surgeries, and counting, to try and correct them. On a scale of 1 to 10, my feet were 15. They were the worst that my surgeon had ever seen. He called my left foot the beast. They were twisted 180 degrees, so my heels were up to the sky and my feet were backwards. Could be a jug.
Yes.
So they were like that, pretty much. From 9 days old, I had my feet in casts. I didn't start walking until I was about 2 years old. When I was 10 and 12, I had major heel reconstruction. So they broke my foot and they put a talar spatial frame on my foot, which stretched and rotated my foot around. 21 rods going into and through bone that had to be turned each day, millimetre by millimetre. Slowly that turned my foot around, and that was probably one of the most painful things I've ever had.
What colour are you going to do those ones?
Red and green. I still have pain daily in my feet. It is something that never goes away. It's just something that you learn to live with. They are now as flat as they can be with a very limited range of motion. So I have about 6 degrees in my right foot and 4 degrees of movement in my left foot.
How's it looking, darling?
Average.
Up to you.
Future-wise for my feet, it pretty much depends on how much I can put up with the pain and for how long, and whether that means I have the talar spatial frames put back on or my feet get amputated. It's unknown. I want to keep my feet for as long as possible and use them as much as I can.
Amputation was not an option for John and myself. And amputation's a huge thing. I mean, you take it off, you can't get it back. It's gone. Yeah, so, yeah, that was not our choice to make. We wanted to leave that for Devon when he was a young man.
It was pretty horrific growing up. You were always treated different by having a disability. You were always an outcast. No one ever wanted to be your friend. You were always pushed to the back of the class, always picked last. When I was in primary school, a bunch of people pretended I had the plague, as if they could catch my disability. They'd always scream and run away and try to wipe it on to the next person.
School was not a nice place for Devon at all. He's been king hit and pushed to the ground and then booted in the head. Yeah, people need to be more tolerant and accepting of people with disabilities, because one day something might happen to them. They might fall off a bike, have a car accident, and, you know, they end up having some sort of disability, and then they're put in that same situation, you know, or viewed differently. Yeah, it's been cruel. As a mum, I would go through that, to take that pain, take that everything away from him. I would. But he had all these things going on outside of school that made, I suppose, his life a bit more bearable than what was happening at school.
I don't really have anything to say to the people who have bullied me. It's just I've moved on from that and forgiven but not forgotten.
I'm proud. You know, that's the word that comes to mind, because it's very easy to give up in life when things get hard, or you know, you could cry, poor me, or whatever. He doesn't do that. We had choices. We could hide him away from the world, or we could put him out there. So we stuck him out there. But we gave him an option to do the best he can with what he's got. And we saw at a young age, at like 5 years old, he could ride a bike. So we're like, okay, there's a plan for his future. He can ride.
My mum and dad, they're the most amazing parents you could ever ask for. They've given me every opportunity, and through cycling, they've backed me 110%, and they've always believed in me. Yeah, they've sacrificed a lot for me to do this and do what I love. Hopefully, I'm going to repay them by winning a gold medal at the Paralympics and prove everyone wrong that's always doubted them and doubted me. It's immensely satisfying to prove people wrong. I was told that I would never be able to ride a bike as well as anyone does, and I ride a bike better than most. Yeah, my happy place is on the track, on the Velodrome. I did my first have-a-go session in hiking boots, in cage pedals on a hire bike. Went around that track for the first lap and fell in love. It gave me freedom that I'd never felt before.
Devon is part of a new group of paracyclists coming through that have actually been riding bikes as kids. He started riding bikes and has a love of cycling that he's grown through his teenage years with since he discovered it when he was 12. That's cool. Like that's something that we don't see a lot of.
I've actually been told quite a few times that velodrome cycling is the most boring cycling you could ever do. But for me, I could have ridden those boards 1,000 times and I'd still not get bored. I've always loved speed on a bike, going fast, and not breaking.
Good, mate. Stay nice. Control through your core.
I've crashed quite a few times. In the first one, my friend's foot went through my front wheel, and I went down and slid down the track.
Good, Devon. Nice and smooth.
Not a week later, I went over the bars face first into the track, broke my nose, and got a really mean concussion. It took me about 6 or 7 months before I was confident riding in a bunch again.
Good, Devon.
Devon's a great bike rider, and he is the real deal.
Go, mate. One more lap.
I believe we'll see him on the podium. He's a passionate, driven young man that wants to be on the podium, and he's going to do everything he can to put himself on the podium.
Tokyo, I missed out on by 14 days. You have to be 18 in the calendar year. It felt pretty gutting, but it was just something that was like, okay, we're missing this, but we're going to aim for Paris 24. It's going to happen.
We didn't get Tokyo, but he could have been there. Just too young. He, prior to Tokyo, produced some outstanding performances that really alerted everybody to what was coming.
You've got a long way to go.
I hope to have a nice long career in cycling and go to at least a few games. So hopefully Paris, LA, and possibly Brisbane. And then I'm currently studying at Waikato to hopefully go into accountancy after cycling.
You got varsity today?
No, I did my assessment last night, so I handed that in.
Okay, so you're up to date with all your work?
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take, what does that mean?
I got 98% on the last test we did. The average was 37%.
Really?
Guess what the lowest was?
10?
Close.
Really?
12 and a half.
No.
I've talked to quite a few athletes, and just having something after cycling is quite beneficial. So I've listened to them and picked something to do as well. I feel like I'm going to lose this somehow.
I'm not even trying, I'm just relaxing. So, what are you on? Still on 2?
Can't hit 2.
Come on.
I've had everything but 2.
Come on.
It's quite a fine balance between study, cycling, and working. Try to avoid having a student loan as much as possible. I've recently applied for the Prime Minister's Scholarship that helps with your tuition funds for university. Yep, that's a goal, so we should be able to cycle as well as study and not have to worry about a large debt. I've overcommitted to a few things, so hopefully at the end of this year and next year we're going to back off a bit and focus on cycling.
Go, Devon. Yes, much better.
Cycling, that's a job now, so
Yes, that's better.
to be good at it and to do it and to perform at a high level, you have to train. Putting in the hard times training now will pay off in 2 years' time.
Interesting.
There is that fire that burns within that drives you and motivates you to push through.
Up, 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 up. Yep. Nice. One more. Finish it. I got you. Let's go up, up.
Yeah, I would say this is my version of living the dream. We get to ride bikes and push big weights in the gym and have fun while doing it.
Yes.
There's always a part that never enjoys it, but you always just got to push through and know what the end goal is, and the future goal is 2024 Paralympics. So we're on track for that. It's a big day today. We've kicked off 5:30 this morning at the market, setting up and helping out. Been at this market ever since I was about 4, so I've been here a few years now. It started with Mum with her pottery, and it just has developed into me working on a bunch of different stalls and selling a bunch of different things, to eventually now running the market and in charge of car parking here in the paddock. It's tradition. I've always done it. Yeah, it's a really good community here. Just that way. And I've just loved the people. Just that way. Oh, you can pay on your way out. No, all good. After this, we go race at track for National Track Series. Not expecting too much from it. Legs are a little bit fatigued from gym and track the other day, so just gonna go have fun and race my bike.
Nothing stops him. We've always encouraged him to go and give everything a go. And if he couldn't do it that way, find out another way to do it. And I think, yeah, everyone should be like that. You've got one life, go and make the most of it.
He has the potential to be a superstar. At the end of the day, he's got to do the job. You know, he's still got to ride his bike. So he's got to train hard. He's got to, you know, go out there and want to win, which I think he's got that motivation. So we'll see what happens.
Sport for me is just a way to express myself, as if it's an extension of me. It's something that gives me freedom, because I can't go for a run, can't go for a walk with all my friends, so just having that ability to go ride my bike and be a person. Normally whenever I race on the track, I don't actually think about what I'm doing. There will just be probably 4 or 5 lines of a song that just repeat over and over and over. The moment you think during that race is when you're going to hit the back of someone's wheel, or you're going to miss a gap, or you're going to crash.
When he relaxes, he rides. If he gets stressed, he can't ride. It's one of those things, it's in your head.
To see him excel at something he loves to do, oh, absolutely love it. You know, we love sitting there watching him on the bike. So I think it, you know, represent our country and win on the world stage. How awesome.
Every time we watch his race, you're holding your breath, because they go fast and it's a dangerous sport, and people have to realise that people crash. Accidents are only a pedal away, and he's had his fair share of crashes, and you come out the other side and, you know, you perform.
Pain is temporary, quitting lasts forever. Through that race, I was struggling really hard and wanted to give up, and that's stuck in my mind for the past 8 years. There's always something about crossing the finish line, whether you come first or last. It's just an amazing experience.
Put yourself in his shoes. Could you do what he does? Could you have gone through what he's done? A lot of people probably wouldn't be able to, you know.
I think everyone, as a little kid, always looks up on TV and they always dream of being that person winning the gold medal. It's only dawned on me that this is actually a really possible thing, and that I can potentially win a gold medal. Went out and just rode the race, set myself up for the sprints, and it ended up paying off.
Honestly, you telling me you weren't expecting a win today?
No, I was not expecting the podium.
You didn't podium. You're on top of the heap.
I wasn't expecting that.
I can't wait to see, once we do bring him onto the international scene to his first world champs on the track. I can't wait to see what he can do.
There was no bubble wrapping in our house. We let Dev climb trees, ride bikes, explore and have that sense of pushing boundaries, and we will do everything as parents to foster Devon's cycling journey. Huge pride in what he's achieved and what he's going to go on and achieve. He's faced so much and it hasn't stopped him.
If I was granted one wish, I wouldn't change the life we've had. And if you asked him, would he like normal feet? His answer would probably be no as well. It's opened up doors to meet people, to go places, to do things that potentially we may not have done. He succeeded well beyond my expectations, you know, and I love him to the end of the earth for that, so.
For any kids out there who do have a disability and they are struggling at the moment, I'd just suggest talking to someone, giving everything a go. If someone gives you an opportunity to do something, whether it's swimming, athletics, cycling, whatever sport, just do it. And for the parents, put your kids out there. They will probably be more determined than any other kid you'll ever meet. Going through what I've been through, it's definitely made me a stronger person. It's made me the person I am today.